So, module number 4, social information filtering. What is social information filtering? Social information filtering is a process for organizing and filtering information based on social connections and relationships. So you have vast amount of information present over the internet. Basically filtering that information to remove relevant information, relevant content. Based on what? Based on the social connections and relationships of the person. It can involve use of algorithms or human judgment to identify relevant information. So how will you remove the information? By using algorithms or human judgment. So for a user, whatever information is relevant will be removed using either certain algorithms or human judgment. Human judgment. It is used in variety of contexts including online social networks, news aggregators and recommendation systems. It can be used to surface relevant contents to the users based on their social connections and interests. So for example, say recommendation systems. So what will recommendation systems do? They recommend those things which the user likes. So for example, if there is a user and say the user is watching crime genre, then only crime movies, crime related movies, criminal dramas or action thrillers, if he is watching, then action thrillers will be recommended to the user. So how is this being done? This is being done because the user has already viewed some of the movies based on these topics like crime thrillers, action thrillers and so on, or say horror movies. And these recommendation systems, they are using certain algorithms to identify the information, what kind of movies the user likes, what kind of genre the user is liking, and based on that it will surface relevant content. That is, it will only show these types of contents to the users. Traditional recommendation systems. Traditional recommendation systems rely on human judgment and expertise to recommend items to the users. So based on the human judgments, the traditional system recommends. Automated system, they recommend based on certain algorithms. For algorithms, it is automated systems. Traditional systems, they use human judgment. These systems can be used in variety of contexts such as bookstores, libraries and music stores. They may rely on personal recommendation from friends or trusted sources or on reviews and ratings provided by other users. So for example, there is a user and let's say that user has a friend. And this friend has recommended, or this friend has viewed a particular movie or say a crime thriller, then these personal recommendation systems, what do? They assume that maybe there are chances that because these two are friends, this user will also like this movie because this user has liked this movie. So the recommendation will recommend it to the user because the friend has liked the movie. So maybe the interest will be same. Based on that, it will recommend. So it is based on personal recommendations. So this friend will recommend this movie to the user. Traditional recommendation systems may be less personalized than automated systems, but they can be seen as more trustworthy and reliable. Why? Because the friend has watched a particular movie and the friend is giving the suggestion to the user that you also watch it. So it's more trustworthy and reliable. That means because maybe your friend liked it, you will also like that particular movie. They may be less efficient than automated systems, but they can also be more flexible and adaptable to needs and preferences of individual users. Social information sharing. What is social information sharing? Social information sharing refers to the exchange of information, ideas, and content among individuals within a social network or community. You often exchange information, ideas, and content. We often exchange reels, Insta reels to a particular community. WhatsApp messages are sent for a group, a particular community in the WhatsApp chat. So, what is that? That is a particular social network or a social community which is exchanging water, things, information, ideas, and content. So, social information sharing refers to the exchange of information, ideas, or content among individuals within a social network or community. It can take place through various channels such as online social media platforms, like I said, Reels, WhatsApp chats. These are online social media platforms. Messaging apps is WhatsApp is a messaging app. Forums or in-person conversations. Social information sharing can facilitate the spread of information and ideas and can help to build connections and relationships among individuals. So, by sharing the information and ideas, you can understand who is like minded with you, and therefore, by doing this, your relationships will increase among the individual, because you will understand that this person and you, both of you have same idea over a particular topic. You have a same response, you have a same thought process. In that case, the social connection will definitely increase. It can also have negative consequences such as spread of misinformation or invasion of privacy. So many a times on WhatsApp you get false messages, false rumors, something which has not actually occurred. So there are also false things which will spread because of the community exchanging information. So one community will exchange, then someone from this community will go and spread it in some other community in which he is also there. So likewise, this misinformation will also go on spreading up. The use of algorithms and other technologies can facilitate social information sharing by suggesting content to the users or by helping to connect individuals with similar interest. Now we'll see a case study. What is the case study about? Reddit voting system. Reddit is a social news website that allows users to post links and vote on them. So what does Reddit do? Basically, Reddit allows users to post some links. So the user will post the link and it allows them to vote on the links. Now the votes are used to rank articles and determine which one appears on the front page. So for example, there is an article say X and there is an article say Y. If X receives 90 votes and Y receives 120 votes, then Y is more better. More people liked the Y article. Therefore, the Y article will appear on the front page. So there are two articles I said, X article, Y article. X article received 90 votes. Y article received how many votes? 120 votes. So which one is better? Obviously Y, because it has received more votes. In that case, Y will appear in the front. Who is giving these votes? These votes are being given by the public only. Correct? Now, the simple vote count method can be biased towards older articles as they have more time to gather votes and stay highlighted longer. So for example, like I gave example of X and Y. Suppose Y was published, Y article was published on Monday and let's say the X article was published on Wednesday. Now which article was published earlier? The Y article. So they are saying that if you use the simple vote count method, then it can be biased towards older articles. Because Y was published prior to X, that's why Y gathered more votes, that is 120, and X gathered less votes, that is 90. So why? Because it gathered 120 votes. Because why did it gather 120? Because it was produced previously to X. As they have more time to gather votes and stay highlighted longer. So Y will stay highlighted longer because it was an older article. It received more votes. So I hope you are understanding the simple vote count method. It is biased towards Y because Y is older article, because Y was published prior. So Reddit, what does Reddit do so that this does not happen? Reddit uses a system that estimates the 95% confidence interval for the number of upvotes a post will receive in order to fairly compare articles regardless of their age. So regardless of whether the article was old or whether the article is recent, it will not count this factor. It will not take this factor into consideration because this factor is leading to biasness. This system adjusts after every vote and takes into account the total number of votes a post has received. So what does it do? It takes into account the total number of votes a post has received and it adjusts every voter. Sorting options such as best, top, new, old and controversial are important to Reddit users in order to navigate and make sense of the vast amount of content on the website. So these comments are important in order to navigate and make sense of the vast amount of content which is present on the website. Next case study is trust-based movie recommendation. Film Trust is a movie recommendation system that uses social networks and trust to make recommendations. So what does it do? It basically uses the social networks and trust to make recommendations. Users can rate and review movies, view others' ratings and reviews, and make social connection with other users on the system. So what do the users can do? They can rate the movies. They can view what ratings the other person has given to a particular movie. So suppose I say there is an XYZ horror movie. I am giving a rating of say 3 out of 5, and I can also view another person. There is a person who has given a rating of say 4 out of 5. So I can view his rating also. I can give my rating also. This is my rating. This is that other person's rating. So I can do both the things and make social connections with other users on the system. So because I have given 3, this person has given 4, we are almost close by. So that means we both have almost liked the movie. We can say that. So I can make a connection with this person. I can connect with this person. When creating a social connection, users are asked to rate how much they trust the other person's opinion about the movies on a scale from 1 to 10. So when I am making a social connection with this person, users are asked that do they trust the person's opinion, and if yes, how much they have to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Now because I have done this as 3, he has done this as 4, he or she, the other person, what can I do? I can say that okay, we are close by, so I can rate this person on 8 out of 10, so that the Film Trust understands how much trust I am building in the person. The system estimates trust in other people's opinion using a weighted average based on trust rating given by the user and their friends. So what does the system do? The system will estimate the trust. How much trust do I have on the person? Because I have given that person an 8 rating, that means I trust that person's opinion. So based on my rating to the person's opinion, the system will understand how much trust do I have as far as movies are concerned, as far as opinion about movies are concerned on that person. And I will have to give a rating to that person, and based on my rating, the trust will be calculated. Trust values are used to adjust the average rating of a movie and give more weight to ratings from the users who are trusted more by the users receiving the recommendation. So for example, tomorrow there is a movie, there is a movie and this movie is being liked by this other person. So the other person says that okay, this movie has a rating of 3.5. So what will this do? Suppose the movie Suppose, so let's make this more clear. Now I have given the rating of 8 to this person. So what is this doing, this method doing? Because I have given a rating of 8 to the person. Let us say tomorrow there is a movie, say why horror movie. Okay. And for that why horror movie, this person is giving a rating of 3.5. Actual rating say of the movie is 3. But now the rating will be adjusted to 3.5. And this movie will be recommended to me. Who will be recommended to? It will be recommended to me. That means the user. Why? Because I have trusted this person with the rating. So this movie will be recommended to me. So what are they saying? That the trust values are used to adjust the average ratings of a movie. So the average ratings of the movie will be adjusted and give more weight to the ratings from the user. So more weight will be given to the ratings of this other person who has been trusted by me is as far as recommendations for my movies are concerned. So I have shown trust in him. I say okay, this person, if he is giving a 3 and above star to a movie, that means he must be that means that movie will be liked by me as well, and that's why the system will recommend me that movie over the actual rating of that movie. The actual rating was 3, but still the system recommended me the movie. The system also takes the user's own ratings into account when making recommendations. So own rating also will be taken into account when making recommendations. So own ratings, that means for example, I am giving a rating of say 3. Then in the next cycle, my rating will be taken into account, the other person's rating will be taken into account, and I will be recommended with a movie. This way the recommendation happens based on trust shown on someone else. This we will do in a separate video. This exercise will also be done in a separate video. Now we have to understand social media and business alignment. Marketing and advertisement. Businesses can use social media to reach potential customers and promote their products or services. This can include creating a social media presence, posting content, and running ads on social media platforms. So what do businesses do? Businesses, they can use social media to reach the customers, to promote their products and services. So how do? They do marketing and advertisement. The more marketing they do on social media, the more reach will be achieved, the more profit will be achieved because they will reach more people. Customer service. Businesses can use social media to provide customer support and answer questions or resolve issues. This can include monitoring social media for mentions of the business and responding to customer inquiries or complaints. Next is public relations. Businesses can use social media to manage their reputation and communicate with the public. Why manage their reputation? For example, there is a negative comment about some of the products. Then to manage their reputation, they will have to communicate with the public about the issue which was occurred, which they faced. They have to apologize to the public because of the issue the public faced due to them, and they have to also tell about the necessary actions which they are taking. This way they will manage their reputations. This include responding to negative reviews or feedback, as well as sharing news and updates about the business. What new things are coming up in their business, and by responding to the negative reviews, by apologizing and telling what necessary actions will be taken by them. Next is talent recruitment. The businesses can use social media. For example, many businesses, they post their recruitment on a platform named LinkedIn to find and attract potential employees by posting job openings and engaging with potential candidates. Lead generation. Businesses can use social media to generate leads and connect with potential customers by sharing valuable content and offering incentives for the users to provide their contact information. So they can generate leads by connecting to their to the potential customers who will buy their product or service. And they can offer certain incentives, say 1 month free trial or whatever. They can offer these kind of incentives if the customer are sharing their contact information with them, or say free product, they can provide some 500 to 50 gram product. Market research, that is the incentives which they can offer. Market research, businesses can use social media to gather insights about their customers, competitors and industry trends by monitoring social media conversations and conducting surveys. So they can do market research by understanding who are their competitors, what are the industry's trend. And the last is product development. Businesses can use social media to gather feedback and ideas for new products or features by engaging with customers and asking for their input. So for example, say a product is being made, there is a switch being made, or there is a timer being made. Now when you're making a timer, normally what happens, you have to go there and stop the timer. So if there is a company who is making a timer, then there can be some kind of this thing, say some kind of, say there is a person who says stop and the timer stops, they don't have to get up. So this is something, some new idea which will be taken as the input by the business, and accordingly they will work on making the timer better, making the design better. Sometimes the designs, the GUIs are way complicated for the people to understand. By taking inputs, the GUIs of a particular app can be made simpler to work with. So this way they take the feedback from the customer and they improve upon their product. Measures of success for a company's social media campaign. What are the success measures? Counts. This includes the number of fans, followers or friends, as well as the number of views, likes or similar indications of favorable opinions on the company's social media content. Next is social sharing. This includes the number of times the company's content is shared, mentioned or retweeted on social media platforms. Engagement rate. This is the number of engagement activities, likes, shares, etc. divided by the number of friends, fans or followers, and indicate the level of engagement of the company's social media audience. Interaction. This includes the number of customers with whom the company has engaged, what all conversations it has had, how many times the conversation has happened, number of conversation, length of the conversation, and resolution of those conversations. What were the conclusions made out of with those conversations? Referral rates. This is the amount of traffic driven to the company's website from its social media presence as measured through click-throughs or website analytics. How many people clicked a particular link or visited the website with the help of social media presence. Importance of influencers. Importance and influence of users. This includes metrics such as centrality or number of friends, which indicate the influence and importance of users in the company's social media network.